All right. So, what are we looking at here?
I believe it's a TV.
Oh,
So LG is the partner now for Xbox. Specifically, their OLED televisions. They're saying if you want the best experience on your Xbox, you play it on one of these TVs. Which is fine. You can say that. But there's definitely equivalent things that are just as good, or if not better, because with OLEDs, while they have come a long way and the technology has gotten better, you can still get burn-in. That is still a fact that can happen. And
What's
when you're
burn-in?
playing, burn-in is when an image stays on the screen even after you've changed the scene.
I've never, ever seen that before.
It happens with OLEDs, and it used to happen with plasmas a lot.
Right.
This is why people stopped buying plasma TVs. Specifically, plasmas were the worst for this. Like, you would be watching a movie, and suddenly, like, if there was a particular image that stayed on for, like, an hour in one spot, or a TV show that stayed on in one spot, when you watch a different TV show, you could kind of make out that image still sitting there on the screen. And the problem with gaming, then, is you have a health bar that sits there constantly, or you have a, like a map symbol that just sits there on a screen for hours, because that doesn't, it's part of your HUD. Your HUD stays there.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want your HUD burnt in, and then you go to watch a movie and you can see this HUD, like just the shadowiness of this HUD, which is the problem with OLEDs, and that's what burn-in is. So technology has come a long way, but OLEDs still have this problem potentially.
Wow, I've never heard of that before.
There you go.
Yeah.
Things to know when buying TVs, because I was looking at this a lot when I'm getting a house, and like, I need to know what tech I want. So I like to do my research before actually buying a piece of tech.
Yeah.
So like, if you're getting a new console, make sure you get an HDMI 2.1 port in that. Not only that, HDMI 2.1 is manufacturer specific. So they get to decide what benefits you get with it. Even though it should have VRR, it should have auto low latency, it should have EARC, which is the audio codec. It should have all of these things built in, or 8K up to 60 hertz and 4K up to 120. It should have all of these just by existing, but manufacturers can decide if you get these things or not.
Right.
Which is kind of bum.
Makes sense. They gotta upsell their product somehow.
Yeah, but then they're just limiting
Later
you for
on.
no reason. Like, it should generally have all these things. Here you
Contractual
go.
reasons.
Yeah, you could say, but
reasons.
like the consoles in particular have all of these features. They're
Yep.
there to go as long as your TV supports them. But now you have to find the TV that actually supports
Yep.
the things you want, which I think is pretty bullshit.
Scummy corpo move.
Yeah, I think it's mad scum, because now you can't just go out and buy an HDMI 2.1 TV. It doesn't come with these things.
No.
Just like HDR before it, not everything was 10-bit screen. For instance, Panasonic were 8-bit screens plus something. So they were never full HDR10, which I'm sure you heard about HDR10 when it was all coming out.
Yeah.
So they were never actually HDR10. They were HDR8 plus a couple of things. And then you had LG, which had Dolby Vision, which was HDR10 plus, which is actually HDR13, because Dolby Vision added extra effects. So that was the best one to go for HDR benefits.
Provided your other media supports that.
Yeah, can push it
So,
out. But and also the CPUs and the TVs, which TVs come with CPUs now, could do that for you anyway, like an auto HDR mode of sorts.
Yeah.
But that's the problem when it comes to buying tech, especially televisions, is you have to do your research. If you know what you want, make sure the thing you're buying actually has that. Don't listen to the advertising. Don't listen to the corporation themselves advertising it. Look at the specs. Look at reviews. Be sure that this is actually going to do what you want. One of the only good televisions that's not OLED, that's just standard LED, it's HDMI 2.1, it's not the like top tier OLED picture quality, because it's not, but it's quite affordable, is actually the Sony X900H, which has
Sony?
all of those features. It's just a cheaper like spec television, but it has those features if you need them.
Sponsor us.
Like, I'm personally going to go for the Samsung one, the Q80. It's slightly cheaper than the Q90, but it has all those specs as well, and the QLED is like a lower version of an OLED.
Right.
But not as bad as just having a standard LCD screen. Things to consider.
I will take you along when I shop for a new TV.
You don't have to actually bring me, but do your research is all I'm saying. Is if you know what you want, just look it
You're
up.
the research.
The research.